The second part I mentioned is matching the programs to different entities. We do that without the supplier. It's not a sales scenario. We're a government too. So our job is to make sure that the programs that we develop, if they fit, will give the information necessary to make a decision to move forward with it. If it doesn't fit for you for whatever reason, you have the information to say, here's why it doesn't fit, which you can then present that information to council, you can present that information to the mayor, you can present that information to the public if the public wants to know. The third piece of what we do, and this is a key element of it, where most consortia don't do this. The state doesn't do it, U.S. Communities doesn't do it, none of the rest of them do. We manage the program over the life cycle of the contract. Because if you don't, if you rely on the suppliers to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do and living up to all the contract terms, Fox, Henhouse, that, you know, we all know that fairy tale, and it doesn't really work. So our job is we bring in people who are subject matter experts in office products or electricity or printers, copiers, and faxes or temporary staffing or whatever these other programs are, who serve as our in-house guides, if you will, to help make sure that over the term of the contract, you're getting exactly what you're supposed to get from the supplier. So we save people money, we save them time, and we also make sure that you're always in compliance with applicable state code. So when the auditor comes knocking every year, who here does the auditor come every year? Oh, that'd be all of you, right? So when the auditor comes every year and wants to make sure that you're fully in compliance, the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper. Yeah, we're dealing with them right now. It's fun. We make sure that you've got everything you need to show that you are fully in compliance. So save time, save money, and achieve peace of mind. That's the value proposition. So today, for example, I mentioned office products. We put together an office products program. A formerly local company, Office Max, won the deal. Tri-C saving 11%. Another organization which spends about $1 million a year is going to save 30%. They're saving a huge amount of time because most people actually have multiple folks buying from multiple vendors, which costs a lot. Average cost of processing an invoice, $75 to $150. If you've got 13 different suppliers, 12 extra times $150, you can start to do the math every month, how much more that's costing you. So there's that one. Print management. Everybody's familiar with big printers, right? Well, you also, laser printers have become very inexpensive. Does anybody know why they become very inexpensive? Because it's the ink that's expensive. It's the old razor blade model. So what's happened is the cost of printing, just printing stuff, now accounts for 3 to 5% of the typical organization's budget. It's a huge expense. Well, when you have a print management program, which we just awarded the contract last week, and we'll get it signed probably on Monday or Tuesday with a local company called ComDoc, you'll save somewhere between 15 and 30% on your printing costs. Well, on 3 to 5% of your budget, that's pretty significant. We're working right now on an electricity program. Today there was a big auction with First Energy. The whole electricity market is changing. For those entities that are not NOPEC members, we're putting together a program that includes 4-year colleges, 2-year colleges, private colleges, not-for-profits, including the Beck Center, by the way, where we're aggregating buying power. And not only are we going to help drive down the cost for electricity today, but we are positioning for the next go-round with electricity, which will occur in 2011. Trying to remember what we're doing. Oh, temporary staffing. I don't know how many of you actually use temporary staffing. There's a lot of that in higher education. We're putting together a temporary staffing program that's going to include one of the largest community colleges in the region and one of the largest private research institutions in the region coming together to help put together a temporary staffing program. PCs, servers, and all that, we've got that program that should launch in, I think, in early July. These programs are consistently saving time, saving money, and providing peace of mind. You can join NEOSA as a member. It's a legislative process in which the councils all get involved. You can also join as an affiliate. If you join as an affiliate, it's a single page. Pretty much any officer in the organization can sign it and join and start using the programs. So as Chris is talking about high-level economic issues and what the fund and the investors are doing up here and what the initiatives are, and Karen is talking about a specific component of that and the role that you all can play in helping to make the attraction function of this region and your community's work, what we do is the dirty work of getting folks working together. And what I like to say is NEOSA offers communities, again, all those different types of governments, the opportunity to have the benefits of collaboration without having to work together.
That's true.
Because we do all the work. All you have to do is sign up and start buying if the program's a good fit for you. So I brought a document just to give you an idea, and if I could ask, help passing this around, just to give you an idea of how we put these programs together. Our job, one of our core values, is to make it easy. To make it as easy as possible for your organizations to decide whether or not you want to use a program. Easiness is what it's all about. On the front page, this is a one-page summary of the office products program. And we start off at the top by saying, sound familiar. So these bullet points up here. If your people, if the folks that work in your organizations read these bullet points and none of them resonate, then don't bother reading the rest of the document, because the program that we've designed won't be a fit for the needs and the challenges that you're facing. If, however, any of these ring a bell, I would encourage you to read on. So this document describes a little bit about how the office products program works. On the back page, it's a one-page questionnaire. You have your finance person fill it out. This is all the information we need to be able to come back and give you an idea of whether or not the program will save you money and how much we can save you in terms of soft costs. So you take that, you don't even have to put a fax cover page on it, you fax it to us and we'll get to work and then get back in touch. We've made it literally as easy as possible because at the end of the day, one of the things that we realize is that everybody's busy. The problem is that where much of our time and energy as individual governments is spent, while it's not necessarily duplicative or repetitive within your own organization, writ large, you're all doing the same thing 852 times over, which doesn't make much economic sense. So with that, I'll wrap up because I think we're going to a panel conversation. So thank you very much.